I just want people to be happy. And I feel like we can be happy if we get out of our own way. Like, I have friends who are trying to date in New York and stuff, and especially my female friends will talk to me about their troubles trying to date in, like, metropolitan city, trying to date in the age of the apps and everything. And I even had one friend, she came to me with this list, and it was the list of everything that she wanted in a guy, you know? And I told her honestly, because I care about her, I need you to take that list and throw it in the trash, all right? Burn it if you have to, if that will help you forget the memory. I'll tell you right now, there's only 3 things. There's only 3 attributes that you could hope for in a guy that you're gonna make a partner. There's only 3. You need to pick 2, okay? You need to pick 2 of those 3. Whichever 2 you can live with. And move on, because you're not gonna get all 3. I hate it for you, but it's not gonna happen. I'll go over them right now. There's good dick, good person, got his shit together. You need to pick 2 of those 3. Whichever 2 work for you, and move on. And if he has 1, leave. Don't let a 1 ruin your life. Just 1? Honestly, I have friends complain to me about their 1s, and I'm falling asleep listening to the story because it's just boring. It's like, well, you told me you had 1 to begin with, so what are we really talking about? If he's just a good person, doesn't have good dick, doesn't have his shit together, just a good person? That's a friend. Like, that's... Y'all can hang out on the weekends, go to museums. I don't know why you're trying to force more, you know? If he's just good dick. Just good dick. Not a good person. Doesn't have his shit together. Just good dick. That's literally a dildo. That's what a dildo is for. Why are you stressed out? Make a mold of his dick in his sleep and leave. Nobody puts their vibrator back in the drawer like, Eva got my birthday. Like, that's... It's not gonna happen if you treat it like what it's for. Because you're not gonna get all 3. And I hate it for you. I really do. Sincerely. And every time I have this conversation with my friends, sometimes they get upset. Not every time. Sometimes they do get upset. And they're like, no. No, he has all 3. No. No, he has all 3. I know it. I feel it. I feel it here and here and here. No. He has all 3. If you really think he has all 3, he's gonna kill you. All right? That is a murderer putting on a facade, okay? I'm sure all 33 women thought Ted Bundy had all 3, you know? And like, no, Ted, it's just nice, you know? It's just nice to meet a guy that, like, has his shit together as a lawyer and everything, and, like, knows his way around the bedroom, knows how to listen. Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, like, that's how it went every time. You want to know what bothers me? What really upsets me? What even scares me a little bit? I don't know which 2 I am. Because I don't get to decide, you know? That's another person's decision about me. I'm scared I'm gonna be laying back with my girl years from now, right? Years from now, just laying back, we're talking about this, and I lean over to her, and I'm like, I'm good dick and a good person, right? And she's like, you have a great job, all right? I've talked a lot about being on my phone. And I've only mentioned the internet a couple times. I think it's important to point out that the internet, all it is an amplifier. You know, when the internet came along, it changed everything. It changed the world as we live in it. It changed what we care about. It changed our priorities, all that stuff. But all it really is, deep down, is a transformer. It's an amplifier. And if you want to do good, it's going to help you do more good than you've ever done in your entire life. You're going to reach people that you never could have otherwise. And if you want to do evil, it is going to take you to a darker place than you could ever imagine. Like, for the good things, right? As a good example, there was a little girl. Some of you may have even seen the story. There was a little girl that was 8 years old, and she had brain cancer. And her parents didn't have a lot of money, and they didn't have the best insurance. So as Americans, we were gonna let her die. That is what we do here, all right? She, obviously, being 8 and having a bad brain and not having money was irresponsible. She should have pulled herself up by her 7-year-old bootstraps and made enough money to support her dumb cancer brain, right? That's American dogma, okay? So we were gonna let her die, but she said, no, I'm not gonna die, all right? Not without a fight, okay? And so she decided to sell lemonade. She was gonna sell lemonade to raise money for her surgery, right? Which is adorable, but sweetie, that's not gonna cut it. Unless you are charging champagne levels for this lemonade or have child soldier factory levels of it being pumped out and produced, you're not gonna make it. I'm sorry. But as she was selling the lemonade, every person that she sold a cup of lemonade to, she told her story. She told them why she was selling the lemonade. And then those people started to tell people. And then through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, someone started a GoFundMe for this little girl. And then she blew the amount of money that she needed for her surgery out of the water, right? Which is great. That's amazing. That's the power of the internet. That's the ability for us to connect. When we all have access to each other, we can make an impact. We could change each other's lives, you know? But there's also a bad side. We all know it. When I was in high school, there was this group of kids that they were cool, and I liked them, and I liked that they liked me, but they terrified me because all they ever did was prank each other. And it was like too hardcore, and it was really mean, and it weirdly always brought them closer together, but it terrified me, you know? Because they were heinous to each other, but it somehow just strengthened their bond. So I was glad that they liked me, but I didn't want to be in the group. And it was 4 of them. It was 2 guys and it was 2 girls, and normally, like, the coming of age story would tell you that they're all gonna hook up, but that's not what happened. Everyone in the group had a different significant other outside the group except for one girl. Her name was Beth. And it was hard for Beth to find somebody because she was too intense. She was a lot. You know, she always felt the need to up the ante, take things further than they should go, you know. Until she met a guy. She met a guy on the internet. And they hit it off immediately. She thought he was cute. They had the same sense of humor. They wanted to go travel the same places. And every day she would come to school and she would tell us about this. She would tell us, like, oh, you know, he's so cool. I like him so much. And here's what we talked about and everything. And then Friday came. And on Friday, she told me that he wanted to meet on Saturday. And I told her, oh, don't do that. That is a terrible idea, because I should point out, this isn't online dating in 2021. This is online dating in 2008. Okay? In 2021, there's bios, there's mutual friends, there's pictures from multiple angles. In 2008, all you were getting with online dating was a description that was hopefully accurate enough to give the police. And so I told her, no, don't go. Because I should point out, this guy didn't give her an address to come to. He said, meet me in this neighborhood through this alley, through this door. And I was like, you honestly making it too easy to kill you. Do not go. That sounds like a murderer, okay? But she was young and she was in love, and so she went. She went to that neighborhood, through that alley, through that door. And when she walked through that door, it was a funeral home. She was so confused. You know, she was looking around everything. She walked around the whole funeral home, and she saw that there was only one funeral, and it was his. And she was so confused. She was looking at him, looking at his family and everything. She couldn't understand it. And then she got a call on her phone, and it was her friends. And they had pranked her. You see, they found this dude's picture in the obituary. And so they took it and they made an online profile with it, and then they found her, and then they just chopped it up. They just chatted, and because they know her so well, they obviously could make her fall instantly in love with this guy. They know all of the things that she likes. They know her sense of humor. They know the places that she wants to travel when she gets out of high school, you know? And so they had her come there on a Saturday, Valentine's Day, by the way, to come see the dead body of this dude she had fallen in love with. That is how dark the internet can be. That is what happens when we all have access to each other. We can change each other's lives for the worse. I know right now you feel bad for Beth. Don't. Okay? She got him back. Over the course of a decade, she banged all of their dads. I told you she was intense. She felt the need to up the ante. Because that's not all she did. She married one. And we honestly don't know if that's still part of it. Maybe she loves this man, or maybe she's like, you got me good in high school, and now I'm your mom.